Today I'm going to teach you the bopping style. Remember, bopping is a little bit different from popping. They're two different elements, but both styles come from the robot. I'm going to give you 3 basic moves in the robot, and then I'm going to give you 3 advanced moves from the bopping. The robots are very important because they give you the foundation. This foundation then keeps with you throughout all your advanced techniques. The first move, the first technique, would be how to stop. Not really how to stand still as a mannequin, but how to come to a pause. I'll also try to give you, when I'm doing this, what I'm doing to make that pause look accurate or defined, okay? First, everyone knows what stop means. It's stop. It's stop. It's stop. It's stop. But what I'm doing actually is I'm stopping all things. I'm not even breathing. I hold my breath as I extend, and I hold my breath when I come to the hold. I'm actually trying to quit all motion. I'm breathing, and I'm continuing. In my body, I'm actually not only just trying to do some jerk move, I'm not moving my elbows, I'm not moving my hands. I'm actually collapsing or kind of tightening up my stomach muscles. And I'm also holding my rib cage and breath together at the same time. So I'm actually going at every stop, at every hit. Ready? Example again. Try that. Okay, now let's move on to basic number 2. Basic number 2 brings variety to the very basic stop that we did in number 1. Remember how we came to the quick 1 pose, no matter what you did? Just trying to come to a stop? 2 moves on in a way that gives a little bit more action to how you stop. It makes it a little bit more live. What you want to do is think of a ball that's bouncing and then coming to a quick stop. Don't worry about trying to hit hard yet and what muscles you're using yet or anything. Right now, concentrate on the idea of I came to a stop, and then I came to another stop with a bounce. 2, 3, 4. And then I came to another stop with a bounce. 2, 3, 4. All right? And you can do that bounce in any direction you choose. You can use your head alone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your body up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter how many bounces you use. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, you can keep going forever. The ideal is to create the illusion that you're doing a bounce stop. Now, let's see how this looks to music. All right, let's move on to basic number 3. Basic number 3 is going to add even more life to the one we did in number 2. Remember how we brung number 1, which is the basic stop, to life by adding the bounces? We're now going to add another dimension to your stop. Your stop is going to go quicker and more rapid. This is actually called the tick. So an example of the tick would be that any one motion that I move out can be done at any time. But if I was to chop those up like the hands on a clock, I would be considered to be ticking. It's not super rapid, it's simply stopping before you extend to your end. So, tick, 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 tick. I only wanted to go from here to here, from here to here, but tick, 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 tick. You don't actually have to say tick, tick, but if you keep it in your mind that you're actually moving, and if it actually helps you, go ahead and say the words. Go ahead and make the sound. so that you can get stop, stop, stop. It's okay. Use that as much as you possibly can if it's going to help you improve. But what we want to do now is go and speed up that tick. We want to make it more rapid. So this technique of making it more rapid, but it's still a stop and go process, is called Sinbading. Some people call it the strobe, some people call it the electric fence, but the term comes from Sinbad. If you've ever seen the movie Clash of the Titans, Sinbad or whatever, there were creatures in there that moved, King Kong. They moved in claymation. The first word was actually called claymation, but it didn't catch on. But the movie Sinbading did. So this motion, now from the same tick, from the same stop to a tick, now becomes stop in succession. 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 That's basic number 3. And let's try that with music. Okay, now we're going to give you an advanced technique to add with those. This advanced technique is sort of just knowing and feeling for yourself when you want to make what illusion go. It's like adding a combo, but it's actually called a short stop or a rock stop. Okay, we already had the bounce one, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, but this advanced technique takes sort of those movements and moves them in short movements. It's very important to remember this, and probably more important than all the movements you'll put together with these things that I'm telling you. This one means I never in bopping truly extend. There is never truly in bopping a complete extension. Everything is almost in the tick form. So what I mean by that is you break up your directions in 45-degree angles. It's only an advanced technique of knowledge. But instead of moving like this, robot, which is 45 to your left, you now move in a 45 or 90, instead of a 90-degree angle, you move it in 45s. So your robot takes half steps. Your robot moving down doesn't go from here to here. You go from here to here. That half step gives a crisp snappiness and a quick movement, less exertion on the body, all right? Many times you'll see the dancers who go out. They're very explosive, but they are really winded because they're moving in dynamic movements, way more dynamic than what I'm doing, but the body control is being lost in all that motion. For more concise movements, you practice less distance from one motion to the next. Example again, 1 moment, 2 moments, 3. Not boom, boom. 1 movement, or 1 movement to 3. 1, 2, 3. See? Quick distance. Let's try that with a combination of the first 2. Okay, let's move on to advanced number 2. Yes, I know you guys are still wondering what makes this bop technique. How do you get this big shake? I'm going to give you the basic of that big shake because it is advanced number 2, but it starts with nothing but a shake. Advanced number 2 combines all the other motions with a quicker movement. That quicker movement, when coming to a stop, actually has inertia. Forget the big word. It actually starts an illusion that you bounce. Meaning, if I did this in slow motion, when I come to a stop, it is a clean stop. But moving in motion to that clean stop there's a shake of my body. You doing that coming up and down gives the illusion that you're hitting, when all you're doing is trying to come to a complete stop after motion. So it's a cause and effect thing more than it is how I'm bopping. I'm not working a bop hit. The illusion that other people pick up is that I'm sticking my chest out, or that I'm shaking really hard, or hitting my arms, or tapping my legs. I'm not doing any of those things. It's just an illusion. To me, the other people who do them are really doing them. Keep that in mind. I am simply coming from one end to the other end quickly. All the half steps and all the quick stops make that illusion. That is advanced because it's what I'm doing and how I'm thinking about what I'm doing more than how I'm actually working on the technique. Let's try that to music. Okay, now that you got through all of that, let's just kind of summarize all of those together. We gave you 1, the stop. We gave you 2, the bounce move. We gave you 3, the tick. We gave you the concept of taking short distance, like instead of extending yourself all the time, making quick movement. Then we went on to say, well, there's an illusion that you get with making those quick movements and fast stops from number 1 together. What we're going to do is now add all those combos, which is very important in a sense, to get the whole expression. I'm not going to use any music this time, but I'm going to tell you as I'm talking to you how I'm doing that. I'm taking the robot bass, which means I'm usually standing still, but you don't have to. All you got to do is remember that whatever you're doing, even if you was bouncing or movement, that there's a stop at the end. If you took these long movements, which are very good, once you're in the bopping style, it becomes a shorter movement. You're going halfway. If you then take the bounce stops, you get the shaking tremor thing. You can make your first tremors wide and advance toward getting quicker tremors. That will give you that illusionary hit that is out there. Then you have the ticks. You advance from slow ticks to quicker ones. Tying them all together, you just get to make any motion you want. Now, creativity is yours. From any dance to hitting with it. And stop animations all together. The more you work at it, the easier adding those combinations will be. Actually, the more you work at this, you'll find it's like a necklace with beads. All those beads are like little simple choreography bits that you use. You get to start from scratch, learn the basics, but when you finish, you get to add the beads in any order you wish. That will give you a combination of styles, a combination of techniques, and choreography that will make you creative. Keep practicing. I know you're going to get well.